We've got a special guest joining us in studio. Good morning, Jasleen Kler. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Lovely to
Jaz.
be here today.
Well, the pleasure's all ours to
Thank
have you in here, you and your friends. Your job title is the Leprosy Mission International Programs Manager. That's fancy.
It's a heavy title.
Yes, big. That sounds like there's a lot of weight behind that title. What does it mean? What do you do?
So I design programs for people affected by leprosy in the Pacific and Asia region, and we get funding from Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. So these programs are designed not just focusing on treatment of leprosy, because we can do that, but what about after that? What happens next, Because leprosy, as you know, there's a lot of stigma and discrimination around it, and people are stripped of all their power as a person when they enter into a community, or when the community finds out that they've got leprosy, they're excluded. So we work on the inclusion aspect of people affected by leprosy. We design programs to provide training around livelihood skills, around basic numeracy and literacy skills to people who've not been to school. And it is about setting up small-scale businesses so that they can lead a normal life and create income for themselves and have dignity in the communities. But it just doesn't stop there. We also do a lot of training and advocacy with the community-based leaders and also the government departments, because even though you think that these people should know about discrimination, but in fact, people affected by leprosy are scared to go to medical centers because of the discrimination and the stigma, because the people there are probably not as sensitive or sensitized to deal with people affected by leprosy. So there's a lot of training around there. And also with the community leaders, the aim is to get people affected by leprosy and also women affected by leprosy onto the leadership roles in the community. Wouldn't it be cool to just shift the dial a bit, where we have people who've been treated and cured, but then they come back to the communities and are leading with the community leaders?
Very strategic position, right, that you hold, because, we talk about leprosy being something that can be cured for people, and there's a cost to it, right?
Yeah.
But it isn't just a problem of money. Obviously, there's a need for the money to go to those people, right? But you got to think of, well, how does it actually play out, right? You can't just throw money at a problem. So is that specific to regions and communities as well, these programs that you have to manage and create to be like, well, what does this specific place need and what are we addressing here?
Yeah, I think they're tailor-made, the projects are, and we do a lot of research and assessment before we design the programs. And we ensure that people affected by leprosy are included in the design process. So say, for example, in PNG, we've got a program where we have one female and one male health volunteer who are based in the community, and they're the ones detecting leprosy cases. They are the ones referring the suspected cases to the health clinics. Without them, the cases go undetected. Without them, people will not have the power or the knowledge to go and seek medical care and attention. But we also, with the help of these volunteers, make sure that they complete the treatment, because people stop treatment. So then there's counseling and there is a lot of support required. And also we want to make sure that they get their medicine on time. So sometimes in some countries, the supply chain doesn't work as planned. So we've got advocates who kind of make sure that the people affected by leprosy get their medicines on time.
Well, I love the holistic approach. I love that you mentioned the counselling is such an important part about reintegrating these patients back into normal life and community. We love hearing about success stories when we talk to people about the work that they do. Do you have any personal accounts from somebody who's been affected by leprosy, but with the programs that you've been able to provide, and especially going back into the community for work, how has that impacted them and their families?
Oh, we come across success stories all the time. And for me, that gives me drive to continue the work that I'm doing, Despite the challenges, when you go in the community, when you go to the field and you look at the transformation that the work has brought about.
What does that look like?
So I'll give you a small example. So I met a girl in Bougainville last year, and she'd been detected by leprosy. But then I met another person who had been diagnosed with leprosy a year ago, and she had faced so much discrimination in her life, Her husband had left her. Her children had left her, so she was all by herself in this community. But she decided to change the scenario for the others. So she was the one who kind of picked up the signs of leprosy on this little girl and contacted a health volunteer and said, I think she's got leprosy. The father was devastated. So she offered counseling support. So she was the real change agent because for her, it was not just about her. It was about, others in the community. And I had a discussion with her and I said, why do you do this? And she said, because I don't want anyone else to live the life that I've lived.
Yeah.
And I can change it for them. So, I mean, we have inspirational people in the field who, despite having their own hardships, are doing the best they can to help others.
What a warrior. Awesome. That's an amazing story. And you mentioned this a couple of times in there I picked up on. For you, is it quite important seeing women involved in these roles?
Yes, I think for me it's really important because women and girls affected by leprosy in some of the places and countries where we work face double discrimination, okay? In many countries where we work, especially in the Asia region, there's a lot of boys and men preference in the society.
Yeah.
And they think they're going to change the way the family earns, and there's a lot of hope and expectation. And I've interacted with a lot of girls affected by leprosy. They don't get equal chance. They don't get equal opportunities to go to school, to even seek medical attention, because if a boy is sick, the boy would be taken to a medical care center. But if it is a girl, some of the countries, there is still a lot of stigma and discrimination. So it's important for us to ensure that women and girls are given equal opportunity.
I saw that firsthand in Nanaban Hospital, actually. The men are on the top floor and the women are on the ground floor. It was really disheartening. I saw it like it's so obvious.
Yeah.
There's that discrimination. Finally, from me, Jasleen, what would you like to say to our listeners who are plugging in this morning about their gift and what does it go to?
Okay. Thank you for giving me the chance and the opportunity to speak today. I think for me, I just want to encourage you today to just open your hearts and just think about a world where there is no leprosy, communities where girls and boys have equal opportunities, and people affected by leprosy lead a life of dignity. And let's be the generation to end leprosy by 2035. We've got no leprosy transmission by 2035 goal, which is huge. But again, as Christians, I think we serve a big God, and with him all things are possible. I mean, Jesus told us to reach with the gospel to the ends of the earth. We're still doing it. But with leprosy, even though it's an ambitious goal, through God and prayer and with your support, I think we can reach it.
Well, we're very thankful that people like you are in these key roles who have such a heart for the people that need that care. And if you are moved by anything that Jasleen has said this morning and you're thinking, yeah, okay, I want to be a part of that, that sounds amazing. $240 covers the cure for leprosy for somebody for a whole year. And that's how long it takes, right the way through. $240, you can do it as $20 a month, or just a one-off gift of that amount will cure somebody of leprosy. Many people have done it already this morning. You could be next.
You've heard from Jasleen the impact that your gift will have on not only the individual, but the families and the communities that they're from. So if you are in a position to be able to give this morning, 0508 003 003. Jasleen, we thank you, bless you, continue to do the great work that you do for the Leprosy Mission.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.